So, welcome to Corporate Bhagavad Gita. The prayers on my screen, you can repeat with me. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyana Jansalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha
Shri
Chaitanya
Chaitanya
Manopuishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam
Madhyam
Dadati
Dadati
Swapadantikam
Swapadantikam.
Vande
Vande
Shri Gurava Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sakshatam
Bhagavatam
Sakara
Sahita
Raghunatham Vitam Sachiv
Sad
साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं
Shri
श्रीराधा
Radha Krishna
कृष्णपदान्
Padavan
सहगणललिता
Sahajanalita Shri
श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च
Vishakha
हे
He
कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु
Sindhu
दीनबन्धो
Dina
जगते
Bandho
गोपेश
Jagatpate
गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्ते तप्त काञ्चन गौरंगी
Taptakajana
राधे
Gauranga
वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय
Jai
श्री कृष्ण
Shri
चैतन्य प्रभु
Krishna
नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा
Hare
कृष्णा कृष्णा
Krishna,
कृष्णा हरे
Hare Hare,
हरे
Hare
हरे राम 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 हरे हरे So welcome everyone. We are still reading the introduction. Almost half of it we have completed, and we were at this point. We discussed many things. Last time we were discussing this complete whole and all that, infinity minus infinity is also infinity. That kind of discussion we were doing last time. Okay, so let's start from here. All Vedic knowledge is infallible. Infallible means it is not prone to failure. It will always stand true. However, the ages, time, everything, situations, all this change, Vedic knowledge will remain the same. An example is given, and Hindus accept Vedic knowledge to be complete and infallible. For example, cow dung is a stool of an animal. According to Smriti or Vedic injunction, if one touches the stool of an animal, he has to take bath to purify himself. Okay, if one touches the stool of animal or his own stool, then he has to take bath, right? If one touches the stool of an animal, he has to take bath to purify himself. But Vedic scripture says cow dung is considered purifying. One may consider this to be contradictory. Cow dung is considered purifying. If you touch it, you did not take bath, you become purified. This is what Vedic Shastras say. Therefore, we accept it. But it is accepted because it is a Vedic injunction. And indeed, by accepting this, we will not commit a mistake. Subsequently, it has been proved by modern science. Modern science has proved that cow dung has antiseptic properties. So, Vedic knowledge is complete because it is above all of doubts and mistakes. And Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all Vedic knowledge. Even in today villages now, remote villages, they will spread cow dung on the floor, right? And modern science have found that cow dung has antiseptic properties. Antiseptic. They can kill antimicrobial substances. That is antiseptic properties. Prevent infection and all. Okay. So cow dung is that natural antiseptic that nature has provided us. Krishna has provided us through nature. And in the villages now, the floor is pasted with cow dung. And the property of cow dung is that it will kill harmful bacteria, but the good bacteria will remain. So in the villages, they say when the child is born, okay, when the child is born, the baby should be kept on the ground, with the cow dung that is there, because all good bacteria will go to the baby. So such things were there, and it is still there in our Indian villages and culture. Okay, Indian villages and culture, it is there. But because of modern education and all, we may not fully believe it. Unless modern education comes back and tells us that this is right, isn't it? Just like, there are many other examples like turmeric. It is a common thing in India. If anyone gets hurt or cut, they'll put turmeric on it, right? So in the 1990s, some scientists in America, they found out that turmeric has this property. It is also antifungal. Okay, it can cure the cuts and many other things they found. The advantages of turmeric. So so they tried to patent it. If they tried to patent it, and one Indian scientist, he found that they are patenting turmeric, they are patenting neem, which in India is a very common thing. So he fought for it, and that's how turmeric, neem, so many other things are not patented and available for everyone to use. So the point is, Vedic scriptures are infallible. They will always remain true. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Okay? If we simply accept it, we will not commit a mistake. Hmm? And we talked about cow dung, turmeric, so many other things are there. Okay. So I need someone now volunteer to read this. Vedic knowledge is question of research. Can someone read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, go ahead.
Vedic knowledge is not a question of research. Our research work is imperfect because we are researching things with imperfect senses. We have to accept the perfect knowledge which comes down, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, by the parampara, disciplic succession. We have to receive the knowledge from the proper source in disciplic succession, beginning with the supreme spiritual master, the Lord Himself, and handed down to the succession of spiritual masters. Arjuna, the students who took lessons from Lord Sri Krishna, accepts everything that he says without contradicting him. One is not allowed to accept one portion of Bhagavad Gita and not another. No, we must accept Bhagavad Gita without interpretation, without deletion, and without our own whimsical participation in the matter. The Gita should be taken as the most perfect presentation of a Vedic knowledge. Vedic knowledge is received from the transcendental sources, and the first words were spoken by the Lord Himself. The words spoken by the Lord are called
Apurushaya.
apurshaya, meaning that they are different from the words spoken by the person of a mundane world who is infected with four defects. A mundaner, uh, first one is sure to commit mistakes, is invariably illusioned as tendency to cheat others, and is limited by imperfect senses. With these four imperfections, one cannot deliver perfect information of all pervading knowledge.
Yeah. So few things here. The word spoken by the Lord Krishna is Apurushaya. Okay, uh, the common man in this world is not writing these Vedas. It is come from the Supreme Lord Himself. How He gave to the first personality, that is in Shrimad Bhagavatam, the very first verse tells. Janmadhyasya yato अन्यवा itaratas, and here tene brahma hridaya adi kavaye muyanti suryaha. Brahma Hridaya. Hmm? It is He, meaning the Supreme Lord. Hmm? Oh no, Bhagavate Vasudevaya. The Vasudev is Krishna. He is the absolute truth, the cause of all causes. It is He only who imparted Vedic knowledge onto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, the great sages Devatas are placed in illusion. One is bewildered by the illusory representation of water seen in fire or land seen on water. So few things are here that this Vedic knowledge comes from whom? Krishna. How it is given to the first personality, Brahma, through his heart. Hmm? And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita also says,
Yeah, Prabhuji. Chapter 4.
chapter 4 he says, chapter 15 he says about the Vedas.
Yeah.
Hmm.
15:15. Correct.
15:15. Hmm? By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta and I am the knower of the Vedas. Hmm? Krishna gives this Vedas. He is the knower of it and he is the compiler of Vedanta. So it is a Purushaya. This is the greatness of this knowledge is it is a Purushaya, meaning a common man has not written. There is a common mistake that modern researchers they do and tell that Vedas were written and all that by human beings, but not written by human beings. Meaning, as such, somebody didn't sit and write the whole philosophy. No, he heard it from his guru, and like that, it came from Brahmaji. And how did Brahma hear? From Krishna. Okay, so Krishna is the creator of this world, and he is telling how to live in this world through using the Vedic Shastras. And he gave all of this. I always show you this tree diagram. All of this knowledge he gave. He gave the Shrutis. Okay. Then the sages, that is the sadhus, they studied the Shruti and they expanded into Smriti. Okay. So that common man can understand these things. They gave history, Puranas, Pancharatri, Vidi, all these things. So like that it is. Shruti and Smriti. Okay. Um, yeah. See, common man like you and me, we commit mistakes, right? We all commit mistakes. Now, there is a cooker which is making a noise, but some of you may think that is a train passing by. You know, we may get confused. Some mistakes will come. We will commit. Invariably illusion. So one of the example given here is water seen in fire and land seen on water. If I just Google search it, we will see pictures of it. Hmm? Water seen in fire, uh, or land seen on water, or this water in a desert. What is it called? I forgot the name.
Mirage, Prabhuji.
Mirage, na?
Yes.
Mirage water. Yeah, you see, it's very clearly seen. See,
Even in summer, roads
ah,
are look like this.
but is there water there? No. See, this check this illusion. Flying ship. So we can get illusioned, right? We can get illusioned. Illusion means false perception, false appearance, right? We can have some false understanding. We can cheat others. We will cheat. Cheating is there everywhere we see. We are limited by imperfect senses. Our senses are imperfect, we cannot distinguish. Okay. Then we always give this example in refraction. Uh, Motion in water. Is the straw broken? Is the straw broken? No, right?
It looks like, Prabhuji, it is
Ah, it
broken.
looks like that.
Yeah.
Looks like that. Yeah, this explanation is given by modern science, but these are the things, this is a small thing, but there are many things our senses cannot perceive. Like last time I was saying, there is something called as dog whistle. The thing is, the noise doesn't come out from this whistle. Okay, this is a dog whistle. No
Mm.
noise. We cannot hear. Only dog can hear because the frequency that it generates is beyond um, our
Our
this thing.
ears
Yeah, yeah,
capability range.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Our capability, like 23 to 54.
Oh, okay. We are
That
at
is
60 hertz.
above the range of human hearing.
Oh, kilohertz.
Above the range of human hearing. So dogs can hear that. They can smell also, right?
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
We cannot smell so nicely. Like, even after days, like you must have seen, heard about like dogs being employed by, used by police.
Fat
And in
tracks.
some
Yeah.
murder
Yeah.
cases, they will try to find the murderer. The smell of the murderer is there, and you know,
Yes. Yes,
the
Prabhuji.
dog. They use the dog to find the path where he ran and all that. But human beings cannot do. So our senses are limited. Only we can see in certain wavelength. We can hear in certain frequencies. We can feel and touch. Right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Even for these drugs they are using on airports.
Ah,
Uh,
yes. They the animals can, like, how far can an eagle see? It is said
oh,
3 kilometers.
oh.
3 kilometers, it can see things perfectly. How far we can see? Few hundred meters,
Few hundred meters.
like that. Okay. So the perfect knowledge of Vedas cannot be delivered by human being. Okay, that is the conclusion. It can only be delivered by who is above these four mistakes. Okay, above these four propensities, that is Krishna. Otherwise, we should not read Bhagavad Gita. Then Bhagavad Gita is like any other philosophy on the market. No, because Bhagavad Gita is a Purushaya. The common Purusha is not here. It is Mahapurusha or Supreme Purusha. Hmm? It is Supreme Purusha. Therefore, we are reading it. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone can continue.
Hare Krishna. Can I do Prabhuji?
Yeah, read.
Okay. Vedic knowledge is not imparted by such defective living entities. It was imparted unto the heart of Brahma, the first created living being, and Brahma, in his turn, disseminated this knowledge to his sons and disciples, as he originally received it from the Lord. The Lord is Purnam, all perfect, and there is no possibility of his becoming subjected to the laws of material nature. One should therefore be intelligent enough to know that the Lord is the only proprietor of everything in the universe and that He is the original creator, the creator of Brahma. In the 11th chapter, the Lord is addressed as Parapitamaha because Brahma is addressed as Pitamaha, the grandfather, and he is creator of the grandfather. So no one should claim to be the proprietor of anything. One should accept only things set aside for him by the Lord as his quota for his maintenance.
Yeah. Yeah, continue.
There are many examples given of how we are to utilize those things which are set aside for us by the Lord. This is also explained in Bhagavad Gita. In the beginning, Arjuna decided that he should not fight in the battle of Kurukshetra. This was his own decision. Arjun told the Lord that it was not possible for him to enjoy the kingdom after killing his own kinsman. This decision was based on the body because he was thinking that the body was himself and that his bodily relations or expansions were his brothers, nephews, brothers in law, grandfathers, and so on. Therefore, he wanted to satisfy his bodily demands. Bhagavad Gita was spoken by the Lord just to change this view, and at the end, Arjuna decides to fight under the directions of the Lord when he says, Karishye, Karishye Vachanam Tava. I shall act according to your word.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we should utilize things which are set aside by the Lord. Hmm?
Yeah.
So it is a duty that Krishna has given us. In whatever body we are, some duties are given to us. So those are to be followed. Hmm? And when we follow that, whether we fail in it or succeed in it, that doesn't Krishna doesn't look at that. Krishna looks at whether we followed those instruction that he has given to us. Yeah,
Yes, Lord.
continue.
In this world, men are not meant for quarreling like cats and dogs. Men must be intelligent to realize the importance of human life and refuse to act like ordinary animals. A human being should realize the aim of his life, and this direction is given in all Vedic literatures, and the essence is given in Bhagavad Gita. Vedic literature is meant for human beings, not for animals. Animals can kill other living animals, and there is no question of sin on their part. But if a man kills an animal for the satisfaction of his uncontrolled taste, he must be responsible for breaking the laws of nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly explained that there are three kinds of activities according to the different modes of nature: the activities of goodness, of passion, and of ignorance. Similarly, there are three kinds of eatables also: eatables in goodness, passion, and ignorance. All of this is clearly described, and if we properly utilize the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, then our whole life will become purified. And ultimately, we will be able to reach the destination which is beyond this material sky.
Yeah. So we look at this table, right? Three
Uh,
modes of material, sattvagun, rajagun, tamagun, and it tells us how to live in this world, right?
yes, Prabhuji.
And in the 17th chapter, Krishna talks about food, vegetarian food, lacto-vegetarian food.
Juicy, fatty, yeah.
Yeah. And then which is distress and misery is the food and passion, like salty, too salty, sour, hot, pungent. Like you see, too much of salt is misery, disease. Which disease comes? Too much of salt?
Salt is BP, blood pressure.
Blood pressure, right?
Yeah,
And spicy things, what happens? What kind of distress we get when we eat spicy thing?
acidity and
Stomach ulcers, acidity, yes. What is that called? Acid reflux, right?
acid reflux. Yeah,
Ah,
acid reflux. Yeah.
so that is the thing. And then food which are decomposing, they also cause distress.
Mm,
Non-vegetarian food, they also cause distress.
yes.
That food is decomposing and it will, it like too much of red meat causes some kind of cancer, which is old, tasteless, decomposed, putrid, meaning alcohol
Mm,
causes liver cirrhosis. You see, burning, cigarette burning. So things are given in our shastras. Okay, things are given in our shastra. If we simply follow, we will not commit any mistake, right?
yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. See, that's what we need to teach our children also. Follow that and teach our children. So that is best. What our lifestyle were there, In our family, many generations back, you can say 60, 70 years back now. If we simply follow that, a lot of things will be taken care. Health wise, relationship wise, food wise, sleep wise, right?
Yes, Prabhuji, definitely.
Modern science finds it, then publishes a research, then 10 people discuss on TV, then it comes on YouTube, and then we forward it and then we say we should follow.
Yeah, Prabhuji, correct.
Yeah. At the end, there was very nice cartoon, like, eat the root or something like that. So start, we uh, anyway, if I find, I will show you. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Prabhuji.
Someone wants to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, can I read Prabhuji?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
The destination is called Sanatana sky, the eternal spiritual sky. Yad gatva na nivartante tad dama paramam mama. In this world, we find that everything is temporary. It comes into being, stays for some time, and produces some byproduct, will dwindles and then vanishes. That is the law of material world. Whether we use as an example this body or the piece of a fruit or anything. But beyond this temporary world, there is another world of which we have information. That world consists of another nature which is Sanatana, eternal. The Jiva is also described as Sanatana, eternal, and the Lord is also described as the Sanatana in the 11th chapter. We have an intimate relationship with the Lord, and because we are all qualitatively one, the Sanatana Dhamma or the sky, the Sanatana Supreme Personality, and the Sanatana living entities. The whole purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to revive our Sanatana occupation or Sanatana Dharma, which is the eternal occupation of the living entity. We are temporarily engaged in the different activities, but all of these activities can be purified when we give up all these temporary activities and take up the activities which are prescribed by the Supreme Lord. That is called our pure life.
Yeah. So we come in this world, we stay for some time, produce some byproducts, dwindle, and then vanish. This is the law. Whether one may be rich, poor, middle class in any country, this is it. We have to go through this cycle. Okay. So in a temporary world, we are eternal, and we also have eternal dharma. So that Krishna comes and gives us through the Vedas, through Bhagavad Gita. And what is our eternal occupation? Krishna
Prabhuji,
Swarup Hoy, Krishna Nityadas. So, what is it? We are eternally Krishna's servant. Okay, Das. That is our eternal occupation. Karishya Vachanam Tava. We will do what Krishna is telling us to do. Right? That is our eternal occupation. Okay. Okay, continue. The Supreme Lord.
The Supreme Lord and his transcendental abode are both Sanatana, as are the living entities, and the combined association of the Supreme Lord and the living entities in the Sanatana abode is the perfection of human life. The Lord is very kind to the living entities because they are his sons. Lord Krishna declares in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva
Yonishu.
Yonishu Aham Bija Param Pita. I am
Pradhapita. Pradhapita.
Pradapita.
Hmm.
I am the father of all. Of course, there are all types of living entities according to their various karmas. But here the Lord claims that He is the Father of all of them. Therefore, the Lord descends to re- reclaim all of these fallen conditional souls to call them back to the Sanatana eternal sky so that the Sanatana living entities may regain their eternal Sanatana positions in eternal association with the Lord. Lord comes himself in the different incarnations. He sends his confidential servants as his sons or his associates or acharyas to reclaim the conditional souls.
Continue.
Therefore, the Sanatana Dharma does not refer to any sectarian process of religion. It is the eternal function of the eternal living entities in the relationship with the eternal Supreme Lord. Sanatana Dharma refers, as stated previously, to the eternal occupation of the living entities. Sripada Ramanujacharya has explained the word Sanatana as that which has neither beginning nor end. So, when we speak of Sanatana Dharma, we must take it for granted on the authority of Sripada Ramanujacharya that it has nothing, neither beginning nor end. The English word religion is little different from the Sanatana Dharma. The religion conveys the idea of faith, and the faith may change. One may have faith in a particular process, and he may change his faith and adopt another. But the Sanatana Dharma refers to that activities which cannot be changed. For instance, the liquidity cannot be taken from the water, nor can heat be taken from the fire. Similarly, eternal function of the eternal living entity cannot be taken from the living entity. Sanatana Dharma is eternally integral with the living entity. When we speak of a Sanatana Dharma, therefore, we must take it for a granted on the authority of Sripada Ramanujacharya that it has neither beginning nor end. That's what, as neither end nor beginning, must not be a sectarian, for it cannot be limited by any boundaries. Those belong to some sectarian faith sectarian faith will wrongly consider that Sanatana Dharma is also sectarian. But if we go deeply into the matter and consider it in the light of a modern science, it is possible for us to see that the Sanatana Dharma is a business of all people of the world, nay, of all living entities of the universe.
Yeah. So the word dharma, right, is um, is a very big word. It is not just faith or something. It is a something that cannot be changed. Dharma. Okay. So there is no English equivalent word for it. Okay. So sometimes it is translated as religion. Okay. But religion really means it's just a faith. I believe in such thing. Tomorrow I believe in something else. But dharma has to do with the innate quality of a person. Just like if I say water, water has to be liquid. If I say sugar, sugar has to be sweet. There cannot be a sugar which is not sweet, right? So that quality remains with it. Similarly, the living entity has this dharma, the essence that he has, that remains with it, even if he have this faith or that faith. Okay. So dharma is a very big meaning, and religion is a very small meaning. Okay? But for practical purpose, we just explain about religion. We equate dharma as religion, but actually it is very different. Yeah, continue.
Non-Sanatana religion faith may have some beginning in the annals of human history, but there is no beginning to the history of Sanatana Dharma because It remains eternally with the living entity. Insofar as the living entities are concerned, the authoritative Shastra state that the living entity has neither birth nor death. In the Gita, it is stated that the living entity is never born or he never dies. He is eternal and indestructible, and he continues to live after the destruction of his temporary material body. In the reference to the concept of Sanatana Dharma, we must try to understand the concept of religion from the Sanskrit root meaning of the word. Dharma refers to that which is constantly existing with a particular object. We conclude that there is heat and light along with the fire. Without heat and light, there is no meaning to the word fire. Similarly, we must discover the uh, essential part of the living being, that part which is constant companion. That constant companion in his eternal quality, and that eternal quality is eternal religion.
Yeah. So, the root meaning of dharma is that which is constantly existing with a particular object. Just like with fire, there is heat and light. With sugar, there is sweetness. Okay? With water, it is liquid. So we cannot separate the two. It is there. Similarly, this living entity soul cannot be separated from doing service. We are always doing some service to some person. Okay? But originally, all that service had to be directed to the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Okay? Once we get to that understanding, that is our eternal Sanatana Dharma. And I think that is explained in the next paragraph. So if someone else wants to read, you can continue.
Prabhu, can I read, Prabhu?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. When Sanatana Goswami asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about the Swarupa of every living being, the Lord replied that the Swarupa or constitutional position of the living being is the rendering of service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we analyze this statement of Lord Chaitanya's, we can easily see that every living being is constantly engaged in rendering service to another living being. A living being serves other living being in various capacities. By doing so, the living entity enjoys life. The lower animal serves human being as servants serve their master. A master is A serves B master, B serves C master, and C serves D master, and so on. Under these circumstances, we can see that one friend serves another friend, the mother serves the son, the wife serves the husband serves the wife, and so on. If we go on searching, if we go on searching in this spirit, it will be seen that there is no exception in the society of living beings to the activity of service. The politician presence is manifesto for the public to convince them of his capacity for service. The voters therefore give the politician their valuable votes, thinking that he will render valuable service to society. The shopkeeper serves the customer, and the artisan serves the capitalist. The capitalist serves the family, and the family serves the state in the terms of eternal capacity of the eternal living being. In this way, we can see that no living being is exempt from rendering service to other living beings. And therefore, we can safely conclude that service is the constant companion of living being, and that the rendering of service is the eternal relation of the living being.
Yeah. So the jiva is always serving someone. Okay, family members, external society, etc. Even if he doesn't have all of this thing, he is on an island. Then whom is he serving? His own self, his own mind, his own senses. So this service is always going on. Okay, so service is a constant companion of the living entity. That is its dharma, the service. Okay, faith is like, I may say I am Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, but it's just a faith. In that also we are serving some or the other.
Yes, bro.
And Sanatana Dharma is not about faith. It's about, are we serving the supreme Sanatana person? Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govind Sarva Karana Karana. Meaning Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Brahma Savita's first. Anadir Adir. Anadir means Anadi, without beginning. Adi, origin. He has no other origin. He is the prime cause of all causes. He is the origin of all. So, are we serving the Sanatana? That is our Sanatana Dharma. Okay, I'll just quickly read this paragraph. Yet, man professes to belong to a particular type of faith with reference to a particular time and circumstance, and thus claims to be a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, or an adherent of any other sect. Such designations are non-Sanatana Dharma. A Hindu may change his faith to become a Muslim. See, this is the problem with faith. We can change, right? A Muslim may change to become a Hindu. Christian may change his faith and so on. An atheist can become theist and a theist can become atheist. But in all circumstances, the change of religious faith does not affect the eternal occupation of rendering service to others. You're getting? I can drink water in a bottle or in a glass or in a steel glass or in a thermos or in a bowl, but the water will always be liquid, right? Similarly, our eternal occupation of rendering service will always be there, whatever faith we may have. So the Hindu, Muslim, or Christian in all circumstances is a servant of someone. Thus, to profess a particular type of faith is not to profess one Sanatana Dharma. The rendering of service is Sanatana Dharma. And we have to do it with the Supreme Lord, who is also Sanatana. He has no beginning, no end. We are also having no beginning, no end. So our service to him should be no beginning, no end. Factually, we are related to the Supreme Lord in service. The Supreme Lord is the supreme enjoyer, and we living entities are his servitor. We are created for his enjoyment. Okay, we are created for his enjoyment. Now, this statement is like people may have some confusing. Oh, enjoyment. Oh, really? Well, let me put it like this. Husband and wife have children for their enjoyment. Okay. Is it that the child never enjoys? Right? Does it mean that the child never enjoys? No, right? Definitely the child is for the parents' enjoyment. But the child is also enjoying. The child is also happy. So it's like that. And if we participate in the eternal enjoyment of Supreme Lord, we become happy. We cannot become happy otherwise. It is not possible to be happy independently. Just as no one part of the body can be happy without cooperating with the stomach. So we have to cooperate, our senses have to cooperate with the stomach. Just because the stomach is digesting food, the mouth should not complain. I only kept the food for 1 second. I should keep it for a longer time. If the mouth starts keeping the food for a longer time, what will happen? Hmm? What will happen? Vomiting. Vomiting will happen. The food will go out of the mouth. Instead of going inside, it will go out of the mouth. Anyway, so we have to cooperate. So if we cooperate with the Supreme Lord in transcendental loving service, then we'll be happy. Last time we took example of Dhenukasur. The donkey was not cooperating. If he had cooperated, then he would have eaten the tal fruit, but he didn't cooperate, and then he had to get killed. Krishna and Balram killed all the donkeys, not just Dhenukasur, but all the donkeys, and they fell on the trees, and the trees fell, and everyone had to easily go and um, what have the fruit. Okay, so let's not be like Dhenukasur. Okay, continue reading in the Bhagavad Gita.
Prabhu. In the Bhagavad Gita, worship of different demigods or rendering service to them is not approved. It is stated in the 7th chapter, 20th verse. Kamesya tadhair
कामैस्तैर्हृतैर्ज्ञानः प्रपद्यन्ते अन्यदेवताः तं तं नियमम् आस्थाय प्राकृत्या नियतः स्वाया. You can
those
read. Hmm.
yeah those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Here it is plainly said that those who are directed by lust worship the demigods and not the Supreme Lord Krishna. When we mention the name Krishna, we do not refer to any sectarian name. Krishna means the highest pleasure, and it is confirmed that the Supreme Lord is the reservoir or storehouse of all pleasure. We are all hankering after pleasure. Anandamayo Vyasat, Vedanta Sutra 1.1.12. The living entities like the Lord are full of consciousness and they are after happiness. The Lord is perpetually happy, and if the living entity associates with the Lord, cooperate with Him, and take part in His association, then they also become happy.
Yeah. So the devatas, people go to devatas to worship them to get their material desires fulfilled. Okay, but Krishna says that is avidhi purvakam. Hmm. Uh, so there is few things that we need to understand about the devata puja. One thing is that the devatas are not independent of Krishna. Okay, they get their powers from Krishna. We have Brahma Samhita here. Like you can see, we talk about Ganesha. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, whose lotus feet are always held by Ganesha upon the pair of tumuli protruding from his elephant head, in order to obtain the power of his function of destroying all obstacles on the path of progress of the three worlds. Vignaharta. But he also gets his power from whom? From Govinda. Okay? Like this, other things also there. There's Durga, Shiva. Durga, the external potency Maya, which people worship as Durga. It is creating, persevering, destroying agency of this material world. And she is conducting herself in accordance to the will of Govinda. Okay. So like this, Lord Shiva, Shambhu, is transformation of curd from milk. Hmm? It is different. Milk and curd is different, but curds come from milk. Milk doesn't come from curd. Similarly, Shambhu comes from Krishna. Krishna doesn't come from Shambhu. So that is first thing we need to understand. The devatas are able to provide, fulfill the desires of the people in general because they are worshipping the Supreme Lord. Okay. Now we also have desires. So what to do? There is a particular verse in Bhagavatam. Kama Akama. Yeah, this one. अकाम सर्व काम वा मोक्ष काम उदारधि तीव्रेण भक्ति योगेन यजेत पुरुषम परम. If we have material desires or we don't have material desires, or even if we are desiring liberation, we should worship the Supreme Lord. So Krishna is our father, grandfather, mother, mata, dhata, pitamaha, prapitamaha. And whether we have desires or we don't have desires, we should go to Krishna. Krishna is saying, don't lose your intelligence and go to the devatas. But he's saying, come to me, even if you have desires or you don't have desires. Now tell me, what is the difference? Why Krishna is saying like that, come to me, instead of going to the devatas? What do you think? Any thoughts? Like, a child may want some toffee, chocolate or something. He can go to the shop and buy it. Or he can ask his parents to buy for him. Isn't it? But which is better? Should he independently go and buy it? Or his parents giving him is better? Which one is better?
Yes, parents, Prabhu.
Yeah. My son wanted to eat ice cream. But today's ice creams, they contain many other ingredients other than milk and sugar. Every other ingredient is there. Chemicals are there. So I didn't allow him to buy. Instead, we bought watermelon. And he made watermelon juice and then drank it. And then he was happy. So the parent will think what is most beneficial for my child. Isn't it?
Yes, Prabhu.
Will the shopkeeper think like that? Shopkeeper won't think.
Yes,
If
Prabhu.
if a boy goes to the shopkeeper and says, "Give me a packet of cigarette. Here, take 40 rupees." Is the shopkeeper going to say, "Oh, you are just a small boy. I won't give it to you"? He will assume, yes, his father is asking, so he has come. He'll assume that. Reality may be different. That child may wants to smoke. So the devatas are like shopkeepers. They may not fully think the consequences, what are our needs, and they'll just satisfy. But the parent, they will satisfy the need by which the child is protected and is advancing. So it's with care. So similarly, Krishna says, if you are full of material desires, sarva kama, or you don't have any kama, we covered everything in sarva kama akama. Come to me, he says. Okay.
Prabhu, I remember that uh, one story, Prabhu, actually, on
Hmm.
Basmasur. Like he was,
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. So he was, did severe penance,
Mm-hmm.
to Lord Shiva to get a benediction,
Hmm.
and Lord Shiva got pleased with his, obeisances, and then he appeared in front of him, and he asked for what a benediction he wants, and he asked, like, if I place my hand on anyone, uh,
Hmm.
it should, should be should get destroyed.
Yeah.
Then,
Then what
then
he did?
yeah, Lord Shiva gave that benediction, and then he was chasing Lord Shiva, like, to destroy him.
Yeah.
He wants to
So he
place his hand
wanted,
on Lord Shiva itself.
yeah, he wanted Parvati for himself.
Ah,
So
then
to
at that
kill
time,
Lord
like,
Shiva, he went and tried to place his hand on him. Then
yes,
who
Prabhu.
saved him?
Lord Vishnu.
Lord Vishnu saved him. In some stories, it is said he came as a woman. In some story, it is said he came as a young boy.
Mm,
And he told that this Lord Shiva is he lives in a smashan bhumi, puts
ah,
ashes. Don't believe him
mm,
so easily. If you want to believe, put your hand on your own head and see what happens. So
yes,
he did that and he himself got killed.
yes.
So yeah, so the point is like devatas may not uh, be very careful and caring, right?
Mm,
They'll just
yes,
satisfy. But Krishna is not like that. He's Pitamaha. He's like a parent. Okay.
yes,
So he will take care. He'll satisfy, but he'll take care. The way he wants to satisfy, and he'll take
yes, Prabhu.
care. Okay. Last paragraph I will read. The Lord descends into onto to this material world to show his pastimes in Vrindavan, which are full of happiness. When Sri Krishna was in Vrindavan, his activities, his cowherd friends, boyfriends, with his damsels, with other inhabitants of Vrindavan, and with cows were all full of happiness. The total population of Vrindavana knew nothing but Krishna. But Krishna even discouraged his father from worshipping Devata Indra because he wanted to establish the fact that people need not worship any Devata. They need only to worship the Supreme Lord because their ultimate goal is to return to his abode. Okay. But sometimes it may happen that we have to worship a Devata. Okay. Sometimes it may happen. Um, then how to do it? Any thoughts how to do it?
Yeah, we should do, because even demigods are elevated devotees of
Hmm.
Supreme Lord. So we should do it like, we are serving a supreme devotee, like, of Lord.
Hmm. Yes. We should see the Devata as a devotee.
Yes, Prabhu.
And whatever worship we do, it is ultimately going to
Sri Krishna.
Krishna. Yes. So, in this regard, there is a very nice verse from Bharat Maharaj. Hmm. So, here to do this all karma kanda sections, worship the devatas and all that. So, this is the way he did. After performing preliminaries of various sacrifices, Bharat Maharaj offered the result in the name of the religion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudev. In other words, he performed all yajnas for the satisfaction of Sri Krishna. Maharaj Bharat thought that since the devatas were different parts of Vasudev's body, he controls those who are explained in the Vedic mantras. So the devatas are different parts of Vasudev's body. Okay. Can you tell me the eyes of Vasudev? Eyes of Krishna. What does he say in Bhagavad Gita? What are his eyes? the sun and the moon, right? The sun and the moon. So like that, every devata is like a part of the body of Krishna, and by performing all these sacrifices, karma kanda activities, one is worshipping the body of Vasudeva. This is how he was thinking. So our thought process should be like that. By thinking in this way, Maharaj Bharat was freed from all material contamination such as attachment, lust, greed. When the priests were about to offer the sacrificial ingredients into the fire, Maharaj Bharat expertly understood how the offerings made to different devatas was simply an offering to the different limbs of the Lord. For instance, Indra is his arm of the Supreme Personal Godhead. Surya is his eyes. Thus, Maharaj Bharat considered that the oblations offered to devatas were actually offered onto the different limbs of Vasudeva. Getting? So, in case if we have to do, then we have to have this kind of consciousness. Does that make sense?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. We should never think that the devatas are independent. It is like, some villager may think that my sarpanch is independent of the state chief minister. Or he may think that the irrigation department officer is the greatest because he provided water to my farm or to my village. But he doesn't understand that the irrigation officer is working under the direction of whom? The chief minister. Right? So we need to make that connection with devatas. We should see devatas as devotees of Krishna, bhakta of Krishna, and Krishna has given them certain duties to perform. Indra is what? Irrigation department. We had made universal government and local government table we had made long time back. Huh. Devata Indra is irrigation. Sun Moon is Surya Chandra. Vayu Dhanvantari medical. Defense is Kartikeya Ganesh. Taxes and all that is duties and yagya. Jails, justice department is Yamraj. Hell, heaven, like that. So these are some positions given to the devatas. Hmm? So devatas are not independent. If we are to do some service to them, some worship and all that, then it should be done by this spirit, by seeing them in connection with the Supreme Lord. Okay. So any question or comments?
Today class is nice, Professor.
Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shall we stop here? If no
Okay,
questions?
Professor.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.